Namaskar. Welcome to my channel Journey of Constitution of India. You are watching part 2 of the Article 16, Right to Equal Opportunity series. I remember a line of Aristotle. He said, I quote, injustice arises when equals are treated unequally, but it also arises when unequals are treated equally. So in this video, this is a journey of providing special provisions as a compensatory discrimination in the form of clause 3 to 6 of Article 16. Clause 4A, 4B and 6 are added through amendments of the Constitution at different point of time. Interestingly, all these clauses starting from 3 to 6 starts with a phrase, nothing in this article shall. This is a phrase of very significance. Let me ask you, why the makers of Constitution or Parliament in its wisdom thought it better to start with this phrase, nothing in this article as it is in clause 3 to 6. What is the significance of this phrase? In fact, the expression nothing in this article is a legislative device to express its intention that in most emphatic way that the power conferred thereunder is not limited by the provisions of the main provision, and it travels beyond the ambit of that main provision. The expression carves out an exception and preserves the power, a power free from other provisions of the Constitution. The power provides there a clause, a special mandate for a special purpose. Now we should start with the clause 3. Clause 3 enables Parliament for making any law prescribing any recruitment as to residence within the state or union territory prior to such employment or appointment made in state or union territory or local authority. So in this part, in this clause 3, there are few qualifying parts. First, this power of making law is vested in Parliament. Parliament, I'm saying especially Parliament because in other cases we will find that it is given to the state. Secondly, the law has to be related with the residence within state and union territories. And third, which is most important, that this law must be made prior to employment. So these three qualifying phrases or parts of these articles are of very importance. And under this clause 3 of Article 16, Parliament enacted one law which was known as Public Employment Recruitment as to Residence Act 1957 for the services concerning with Andhra Pradesh, Union Territory of Himachal Pradesh, Manipur and Tripura. However, this act expired in 1964 and then the special provisions were added in Constitution in the form of 371D for Andhra Pradesh. Now also it includes Telangana. So there is a history of clause 3. Why this clause 3 was added and particularly emphasis was given on the residence? Because at the time when the Constituent Assembly was discussing clause 1 and clause 2, they were very apprehensive about that part. The residence is given one of the ground of discrimination. So it was an apprehension of those members that once this is put there, this is there in the Constitution, the persons coming from the other states will be taking the jobs of the locals, and so the quality of service and efficiency will suffer because they will not have that sense of loyalty to that particular state or area. In this background, to allay and to counter the fear of those members, this particularly clause 3 was added in 16, Article 16. Now it comes to the Article 16, Clause 4. Clause 4 is again an enabling provision, an exception you can say. It reads as, nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making any provisions for the reservation of appointments or posts in favor of any backward class of the citizen in opinion of the state is not adequately represented in the services under the state. This Article 4 has certain specific aspects in this clause. The first, This empowers the state to make provisions for reservation. Second, regarding appointment of any backward class of citizen. Third, the state has to form its opinion first that that backward class is not particularly adequately represented in that particular zone. So these are the criteria put to the Article 16 Clause 4. The power under Clause 4 is without any limitation, because earlier there was a kind of limitation and there was a kind of boundary put uh, under article to in interpreting article 4 article 16 clause 4, that was under article 335 of constitution, because that article 4 clause 4 was to be read with the section article 335, which enjoins that for maintaining the efficiency of administration, this article 4 has to be considered in that perspective. So reservation is not to be given at the cost of the efficiency in the administration, but after adding a proviso in 335 by 82nd amendment in 2002, even that door is closed. Now the state has a sweeping power in vis-a-vis reservation to backward classes. Now let us consider clause 4a, which was inserted by 77th amendment in 1995 to empower to overcome the judgment of Supreme Court in Indira Sawhney case. Indira Sawhney case judgment came on 16th November 1992 and observed that reservation is confined to initial appointment only. It will not be considered at the time of appointment. Sorry, at the time of promotion. So the article 4a reads, the text is, nothing in this article shall prevent the state from making provisions for reservation in matter of promotion with consequential seniority to any class or classes of posts in the services under state in favor of scheduled caste or scheduled tribe in the opinion of state are not adequately represented in the services under the state. So there are a few catch points here. First, that it has been made applicable in the promotion. Second, that it speaks about the consequential seniority. This was added subsequently by the 85th constitutional amendment. This consequential seniority concept was and the provision was added in the constitution. Thirdly, the state has to form its opinion about inadequate representation in that particular zone. So these are the few guidelines and parameters and barriers, whatever can be said, was put in this enabling clause 4a. Consequential seniority. This is a very different concept, and this was put by the 85th Constitutional Amendment 2001 and inserted as clause 4a. The meaning of consequential seniority has to be understood, because earlier the situation was prevailing in the different way. Suppose a candidate from ST/SC gets promotion in the reserve category before the senior of his at that point of time, because the promotion was under the reserve category, so he was promoted. After some time, his senior, who was senior, gets promotion from the general category and comes in the same position, same post. Then the senior was getting the seniority after getting promotion. But now, after the insertion of this clause, the concept is the junior of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe category once gets promotion, he will have the promotion thereafter and thereafter. So he will continue to have seniority. Now, scope of Article 4 was considered for the first time by the Supreme Court in Devadasan versus Union of India case in 1964. Article 16(4) I am saying, not 4a and 4b, because in that case carry forward rule was made by the government and that was quashed. So struck down, that carry forward rule was struck down as unconstitutional. It was found unreasonable. So Supreme Court held that Each year of recruitment must be considered by itself the reservation for each year and should not be excessive to the 50% ceiling which was put there. By 81st Amendment of 2000, Parliament inserted clause 4b of the Article 16, and the 4b was specifically inserted for the purpose of carry forward concept to be redefined. Here the clause 4b says, this enables the state to consider any unfulfilled vacancies of reserved category of a succeeding year as a separate class of vacancies in the year when these vacancies were filled. And such class of vacancies shall not be considered vacancy of the year in which it is filled for determining the 50% criteria. So this was treated as a special category of the vacancy. We can understand by an example. If in 2000, suppose in 2008, there is a vacancy of 100 posts and 50 posts are reserved for the reserve post, and only 30 posts are filled up in 2008, 20 is remaining. In 2009, another vacancy comes of 100 posts, again the 50% as per the original scheme, and this 20 posts which were unfilled and vacant from the previous year is coming again. So the total becomes the 70, whereas 50 is the ceiling. So it was hit by the provision of ceiling of 50%. So this an ingenious device was created by the Parliament to take that 20 seats which were unfilled as a separate class. So this, if you remember, M.R. Balaji versus Mysore, for the first time 50% ceiling was given, and almost all states are following up, barring few examples of Tamil Nadu and Rajasthan. All states are following up that 50% clause. Now 16.5, Article 16, clause 5. This clause, the operation of any law which provides that an office of any religious or denominational institutions or any member of the governing body shall be person of that religion or belonging to that particular denomination. Means that if an office is of any religious institutions, and if it is a criteria that a person following or professing that religious sect, then he will be only entitled, and this will not be hit by the Article 16, clause 1 and clause 2, because this, otherwise it will be taken as a discrimination on the ground of religion. For examples, we can understand that office bearers of Waqf board or Christian missionary or Hindu mutt will be of the respective religion. So this is an enabling provision for discrimination on the basis, or exception for discrimination on the basis of religion. Now, if you remember, the government notification of 1992 by Narasimha Rao government for providing 10% reservation for weaker economic sections of society was struck down by in Indira Sawhney case. So Modi's government again thought for giving reservation on the basis of economic criteria. So by 103 Amendment 2019, Article 16, Clause 6 in Article 16 was added to provide reservation to poor for economically weaker sections in government job. The explanation of weaker section shall be calculated and is to be decided on the basis of family income and other indicators of economic advantage. So the basis of economic criteria for reservation was struck down at the time of Indira Sawhney case. Now it has been restored. Now we have at this stage we will give a halt to our journey of Constitution of India, and we will discuss in the next series about the various important judgment. There are various judgments because this journey of reservation is confined in the Article 15 and 16. So these two articles are very important for understanding the various judicial pronouncements on the basis for securing reservation in job or admission. So in next video we will be discussing. Thanks very much. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel And for reference, please go to the description section of this video. Namaskar.